All right, joining me now is Chip Patterson, and boy, oh boy, Chip, boy, this first day has already delivered some surprising results. What's your big takeaway of Princeton advancing and Arizona going down?
This is just such an epic collapse by Arizona. Princeton traveling to Sacramento for this first round game was one of the farthest journeys that any team was going to have to make in this entire NCAA tournament first round. And while Arizona certainly had its struggles early in the game, getting stops defensively on the interior, it also had control of this game until about the 5-minute mark. And then what happened next was that epic collapse. They finished the game, Princeton did, on a 9-0 run. Arizona did not have a single point in the final 4.5 minutes of this game. They went 0 for their last 7 from the field, 2 for their last 11. They could not get buckets at all, and Princeton was just able to slowly climb back and steal this one right out from under the Wildcats' nose. You go back to some of the things that we were concerned about throughout this game, the fact that outside of Azuolas Tubelis and Omar Ballo, you weren't really getting anything. Well, how about on the final line, 35 combined points for those bigs and just 20 points from the entire rest of the team? All season long, there have been doubters about whether Arizona was going to get the guard play to get it done in the NCAA tournament. Today, we get our answer. It is the 11th 15-2 in the NCAA tournament history since the field expanded. And Arizona now becomes the first program to be on the losing end of 2 of those 2 seeds, falling to Santa Clara back in 1993. And we will be at the anniversary of that coming up in about 2 days. So Arizona, another 2 seed to fall to a 15. Second time the Wildcats have done it in program history, just the 11th time we've seen it. And it all comes back to them letting this game get away in the final 4.5 minutes because they didn't have the guard play to get the buckets they needed.
You don't want to give props, of course, to Princeton, who beat Yale there as a 2 seed over the 1 to get in. Of course, we know the Ivy League does the rotation, so they benefited a little bit. As opposed to, actually, people thought Princeton should have been in this position last year. But I want to stay with Arizona because 5% of brackets on CBSSports.com had Arizona winning the whole thing. I had them going to the Final Four, losing in the championship game. You mentioned it, that we could think that they've got bigs, they've got height. The guard play was something that eventually I think a lot of people thought they would be able to get. A big reason why, Chip, people had them going deep into the tournament.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Courtney Ramey, the transfer, was able to rise up and hit the game-winning shot against UCLA in the Pac-12 tournament title. I think that you look at the players as they have gone. Arizona won high-scoring games against UCLA. They won a low-scoring game against UCLA. I thought that versatility of wins, being able to win grinders and shootouts, was going to bode well as they met all kinds of different playing styles. But this Arizona team just was not able at all to handle Princeton and the pace they played the game and the way that they worked through their offense. And Arizona is not by any means a team that I would call elite defensively, but the fact that they were able to get picked apart is a really poor reflection of this Wildcats team. And I think it's something that, unfortunately for Tommy Lloyd, who has fielded 2 teams and 2 regular seasons that have been fantastic, now this is going to become a little bit of a narrative. Now this is going to be something to keep an eye on as these teams that have been so strong offensively have gotten into the tournament. And certainly it was not a first-round exit last year, but they've gotten into the tournament and they've been unable to match their seed expectation. 2-15, historically bad, but even last year going out earlier than some expected. So this Wildcats team going into next season and this Wildcats program, we're going to be looking to see if they're going to be able to get stops and improve defensively because it's become their undoing.
Chip, what's going to be an early lean for you? Princeton and Missouri. The Tigers took care of Utah State earlier today.
Oh, Missouri the whole way. I love this Tigers team and what I saw from them against Utah State because there was a very high end to this Missouri team. The game was back and forth, and then the Tigers just hit the gas. The final score is not indicative of the way the game played out. Ryan Odom's Aggies did a good job of hanging in there, but every single time they got close, Missouri was able to extend the lead. They hit 10 3-pointers. They had 9 steals. And that's about their average. Missouri averages around 10 steals per game. That is number 1 of all the teams in the NCAA tournament field of 68. So whether it's coming from Kobe Brown, whether it's coming from DeAndre Golston, they've got so many different players who are able to go out there and fill it up. And neither of them were even the high score today. So I lean Missouri, and I think that I was so encouraged by what I saw that even if Arizona had won in a squeaker and you had posed that same question to me, I might have said that they were on upset alert again and maybe even thinking about taking Missouri in the second round.
They'll be catching points. I don't think it'll be as many as 15 as they did against Arizona. Sit tight, Chip. We do have Mitch Henderson, the coach here for the winning team, Princeton, post-game here.
How does it feel to be the coach getting a win like this with these guys?
We've enjoyed the guys who I've played with, the UCLA win for a long time, and so these guys get that opportunity now, and they did it. That was a long time ago, but this group, I mean, we were down the whole game. That was awesome. I thought it was going to be improbable, and they're so good, Arizona. I'm just so proud of Tosan and his teammates.
Coach was telling us yesterday, talking about the composure that he wanted you all to have, to go out there and play your game and play the style the way that you did, enjoying this moment. Tosan, how were you able to do that in the second half?
Yeah, we have great confidence. You know, we came in, wanting to get it done, and we did. We had full confidence that we could, and we executed really well. We had a great game plan from the coach, so that gives us confidence to, stay composed and do what we need to do.
Does getting a win like this in this moment over the 2 seed feel as good as maybe you may have thought it would?
I think so, yeah, I think so. It feels great. It feels great.
Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tosan of Womwan with Mitch Henderson and Dana Jacobson post-game there, Chip. Lastly here, what does this do for the Ivy League?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, this is, puts everybody on notice about the Ivy League champion, that you're not just going to be able to walk over that team, and that if you do leave the game out there long enough, then the Ivy League champion will be able to come up and take it. This is a game that Arizona led for 37 minutes and 4 seconds. You just heard it right there from Mitch Henderson, the head coach. He said, we were trailing all game. But if you do not put these Tigers or Yale or whoever comes out of this league, Harvard, if you do not put that team away, and if you leave the game on the table, then they'll come up and take it. Again, this is a historic collapse, certainly for Arizona, the 2 seed, to lead for 37 minutes and then let it get away. But credit Princeton for sticking to its game, and when given the opportunity, going out and getting that win.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, the 6:50 and 7 p.m. tip-offs are on the way. Chip Patterson going to return, and we welcome in the maestro, Larry Hartstein. That's coming up next on CBS Sports HQ, powered by Sportsline.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.